Adam, it's nice to meet you. Thank you so much for
You
doing
too.
this.
Yeah, thank you for wanting to talk to me.
Of course. I love Dynasty. It's such a great show, and
Sure.
that's how I have been coping with this whole situation. So,
All right.
what have you been doing? How have you been coping?
Um, when I have family in Atlanta, so I was hanging out with my nieces and nephews and my sister a lot. I've been doing a lot of working out, trying to at least eating a lot of food, watching a lot of movies. Um, and I've been hanging out with some friends and stuff out here in LA. And we were in the desert for like 2 weeks in Joshua Tree, which was a lot of fun. Been reading some books. That's about
Always
it.
good.
Yeah.
So, how do you think Liam and the whole Carrington clan would cope with the situation? Can you imagine Fallon wearing a mask?
No, we've actually talked about that. Like,
Really?
I mean, the cast, and yeah, we've been like, so season 4, are we gonna bring this into the story? Um, because some people want to, some people don't want to. I think there's a way to kind of do it. Um, but yeah, we think it would be a lot of fun to have like an episode or 2 or 3 where we're all just in the manor, like we're
Yeah,
all quarantined in the manor, and then it's just a bunch of craziness and a bunch of who knows what would happen.
I can only imagine.
Or like it would be funny if like Blake thought that like the end of the world was coming and he made us all stay in the house for some reason. I think everyone would get very stir crazy.
Yeah,
um I don't know. A lot of drama would ensue if we were all under the same roof for an extended period of time.
for
And
sure.
I don't think Fallon would like wearing a mask.
Yeah, it would have to be like a Chanel one with diamonds on it or
Oh,
something.
for sure. Yeah, and if it does happen, you know it's going to be designer.
Yeah, of course. So
Yeah.
speaking of Fallon, you two obviously have great chemistry on the show. What's it like being part of such a power couple that the fans adore?
I don't. It's been interesting. I mean, it's been interesting. I've kind of had this question before, where I don't think our relationship wasn't like, it wasn't planned. Like it wasn't written into the show. It was just I came in as a character that was just here to stir up some stuff, and then I guess the fans and the audience and the writers just kind of liked our dynamic, and it kept kind of going. And I think in the craziness of Dynasty, I think you need to have like a real couple. Like you have to have a couple that like people can, you know, look up to. Like and that's kind of what I want. I feel like I kind of calm her down a little bit. I'm like the voice of reason with a lot of stuff. Uh, but like not every couple has to be full of drama. They're I want like that love and stuff there, and I think me and her kind of both want that, and we want like a couple that people can look up to and be like, that's what I want my relationship to be like. It's been a lot of fun. It's kind of come out of nowhere. And I don't like we weren't really expecting this type of reaction to happen with like how much people like us, but it's nice, and it's working so far. I mean, hey, if we're affecting people in the right way, that's a good sign.
That's couple goals.
Yeah, exactly.
So Liam is a writer. Have you ever thought of stepping into that part of the industry? Have you ever
Um,
thought of
I
writing a screenplay or something?
I never thought that I could, and then it was about 2 months ago. I had like an idea, and I was just like, all right. See, you always have these ideas, and you never put pen to paper. Like I never write them down. They're just ideas in my mind. And I was like, you know what, Adam? Let's write something down. And then I started writing, and I couldn't stop writing. And then I called my buddy, and I was like, hey, I have this idea for this script. this is kind of what it's about. And he's like, oh my God, I love it. He goes, and then we just kind of talked it through. And then he's like, just keep writing. So I've written like 40 pages so far. And it's my first time doing that. And it's been really enjoyable. I've kind of put it to the side for a little bit to focus on some other things. But yeah, I think it's really important to do, because it, as an actor and, being on TV and stuff, it helps with, character development and storytelling. So I'm really looking forward to kind of finish that and see what I can do with it.
And I'm looking forward to seeing it on the screen someday.
Yeah. Hey, hopefully. Have you seen Honey Boy with Shia LaBeouf?
No.
Okay, if you haven't, it's really good. It's kind of like it's not a doc. It's loosely based on, you know who Shia LaBeouf is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's loosely based on like his upbringing and like his story with his dad. And this is kind of loosely based on me a little bit, like coming from a small town, trying to make it in Hollywood. But then like it kind of goes like in a different path a little bit. But like a lot of it, like the background is kind of my story. So if you haven't seen Honey Boy, watch that.
Yes.
It's like an hour and a half long. It's phenomenal. It's kind of depressing, kind of sad, funny, but it's really good, and you kind of understand where Shia LaBeouf kind of came from. So yeah, it's so that's I don't know what's gonna happen with it, but that's kind of my direction right now.
So Liam is the only series regular that did not exist in the original series. Was that like an advantage or more of a disadvantage for you while you were creating the character?
I think it was probably an advantage, because I've seen a couple episodes of the original. And what I kind of like is that I like that my character's not in there, so I'm not trying to remake what somebody already did. So and that's like I was saying earlier, it kind of like evolved. Like the writers had, I don't think I'm supposed to still be here. I don't think my character is supposed to still be in a show. I think it just kind of happened that way. And then like when I first started filming, I kept asking the writers, I was like, who am I? Like, who is this guy? And they didn't really know yet. They just knew that there was something there and there was more to me that meets the eye. And then it literally from episode to episode to episode, the character just kind of kept evolving. And I just tried to take what the writers have given me and then kind of create my own storyline based on what they give me, because you don't want to add stuff that isn't actually there, or you don't want to add things that they're not thinking about putting in. So yeah, I think it's an advantage, because I get to just kind of play around with it and just make him, my own. And look, there's a lot of Adam Huber in Liam Ridley. There's a lot of like myself, but we're very similar in how we handle some situations, but then we're also completely different.
In what ways?
Oh man, I don't know if I would have still put up with Fallon in some situations. I like, I'm like just waiting for her. She's in this relationship with Cole Hain. I think myself, I'm like, no, okay, I respectfully, let her do her thing over there, and I'm just gonna go do my thing. I don't think I would have waited around for, I would have went and just lived, kind of my life. Yeah, and she's tough, Fallon's tough. And I grew up with a lot of women in my life. So I would handle situations probably a little differently.
All right. So there seems to be like this trend going on that, old shows have been kind of picked up and made like a new version of it.
Sure.
Why do you think that's happening? Why do you think we're not coming up with new stuff instead?
I don't know. I think there was, if you look at some of the old stuff, there's so many great stories. and they're just a little dated. And so I think that people want to retell these stories in like a new age, a new era. And that's kind of like when I talked about Dynasty to people, I'm like, it's kind of like a new age soap opera. It's very relevant to the time. It knows what it is. I mean, soap operas back in the day were like, I mean, people loved them. But they were so over the top, and they were killing people, bringing people back to life. People were getting abducted by aliens. Like, the craziest stuff was happening. This is, we're not getting abducted by aliens. And no, I mean,
not yet.
We did. No, but I mean, we've had what, 3 crystals? We've had 2 Alexises. So, it's still in the lines of like how old soap operas used to be, but it's, it's new age, and it's, I don't, it's like rekindled, because, Dynasty was so big and so popular. And I think, and I really like what they're doing with it, because we still keep some of the stuff from the originals. Like, I think there's a line in every episode that's a line from the original Dynasty. So it's, we try to stay with some of the old stuff, but we have to spice it up a little bit. I don't know why that's happening. I think it's because there's so many great stories, and things were such huge successes, years ago, and they just want to see if they can remake that.
Yeah.
In the new age.
You were talking about the crystals, and I saw on Instagram that you had a crush on Meredith Blake. And
oh my God, yeah. Parent Trap, yeah.
That was my favorite movie growing up. So
I still watch that movie at least probably once a month.
Me too. I love it.
I love The Parent Trap. I would watch it when I was growing up. I'd watch it almost every other night. Like, there were 2 movies that were on the same cassette tape, whatever it is, and I would put it on and then go to bed and fall asleep to it. So yeah, I had a huge crush on Meredith Blake from The Parent Trap, and when she came in, it took me like a little bit to tell her. I was like, look, I just have to tell you this, I had a huge crush on you in The Parent Trap. And she knows it, and she kind of toys with me a little bit. But it's fun. And she, look, Nicolette Sheridan was, she was a great Alexis, but what she's really doing, she's just so different. And what she's doing, she's very playful, she's hilarious, and she's just she's bringing just a completely new energy, to it. That's really nice.
Yeah, I think she's perfect for the role. I was so excited when I heard
yeah, when she came in, I was just like, oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. All right, Adam, be cool. Just be cool for a little bit. And then, yeah, and she's super sweet. She's just a good person.
I'm really happy for you. So yeah. I could talk to you forever, but unfortunately time's already up. So
oh wow, look at that. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure talking to you, and I can't wait for the next season.
Hey, me too. You too.
Stay safe.
All right,
bye.
Be safe. All right, bye.